Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dance Talk TV. And today we have a very special guest. Let's welcome Nick and Victoria. They are our national and world smooth champions. And, you know, we have been off the floor for a little while, so let's see how they are doing. Welcome, Nick and Victoria.
Yay! I think you guys are our first smooth couple that we are interviewing. It's super exciting.
Same here.
So are you guys practicing, or what's going on with you right now?
Well, we're doing a lot of physical exercising, not traditional practicing, not much of a dancing itself, but physically we are fit, right?
Well, yeah, it's kind of an interesting subject. For first few weeks, we were able to still get into the studio and then practice. We had access to the studios, but then the situation gets a little stricter, and I know some people were complaining in the neighborhood that they see people going in and out of the studio, so the studio was shut down indefinite, and we were not able to go and practice anymore. But we switched to some Zoom classes with our students, and we designed a program around them, but it actually helps us, as we found out over the course of the last 3 months. So we actually got taller and stronger and more balanced and more flexible because we are doing it taller. I got taller. I know. I got taller. It's hard to believe at my height, but I
because
like
you
I got taller.
So because you're like not able to practice your routines, so you're doing kind of an exercise based, right? So
right,
it's like
we're doing it's a ballet influence, so ballet influence cardio workout. We broke down the classes into like 3 segments of a warm-up, you know, then endurance, and then talking about the dance topics, and that's where it comes down to, like, you know, balance or flexibility or rotations, things that you can do in a small compact space. I think it's been going really good. Well, I enjoy it.
Well, yeah, that was my next question, because, you know, as a Latin dancer, we're used to small confined spaces. That's okay for us. And so to dance Latin in a small living room or even do something by ourselves, it's more feasible. But besides, standard smooth is one of these styles where you need room to move. So if somebody's watching there and they're already not dancing smooth for a few months, what can you tell them they can improve their smooth with if they kind of have in the mind, okay, it's hard because I don't have so much space? What are those things you actually can do that are really helpful?
Well, we heavily relying on each other's body balance, right? So you can come out with a bunch of exercises which not require any room almost at all, right? And you can practice that. Yeah, because those pull and push connection, for example,
well,
right? Exchanging energy and stuff. Yeah, it can be done almost like in, I don't know, 5-6 square feet.
Well, the thing is that not everybody has the luxury of having a dance partner in the house. Some of the challenges that we're facing, that if you don't have a dance partner, well, there's a lot of things to do in your own body. So one of the topics we were discussing in our Zoom classes is that the human body is composed of over 680 different muscles. And if you break down the complex muscles into a smaller micro muscles, then you have even more. So you're looking at like 800 muscles in the body that you can coordinate and work. So for a lot of young aspiring dancers, it's actually locating those muscles and trying to figure out how to tie their big toe to their shoulder or to their neck or to even facial expression. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of exercises that you can do in a confined space that are challenging you with balance or flexibility, coordination, you know, arm styling, just working on the hands. You know, it's taking, like, you can build up a 45-minute workout program just for your wrists and hands to make them more expressive. Because I know when I travel, one of the most common questions that the ladies ask me is what to do with your arms or arm style.
Yeah, always.
So, yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of things you can use. The resistance bands like the elastic stretchy bands, you can tie them to any doorknob in the house. You're working on a connection, so now you're working on your pull. You can work on your compressions, driving action, you know, reaching, swaying. It doesn't require a whole lot of space. And then, of course, you know, keeping up with the stamina, because we sit a lot. So making sure that you get enough. Well, Nick is not sitting a lot. He's he's hard to find at home, actually. He's
a runner.
somewhere. But I think, you know, for a lot of people, they get softer in all sorts of different ways. So staying active, you know, go for a hike, you know, get in the backyard or in the front yard, do a jumping rope, those type of things. So it can definitely make it really productive, I think.
Well, it's so funny you mentioned like, oh, you're so lucky that you have a partner there to show it with. Like, I mean, we're all teaching online right now, and I was doing actually hand styling for Latin at that point. And you know, it's always kind of that left hand, right? And my right is like kind of like a T-Rex arm at that point because I'm not attached to a partner. And then one of my students like, well, what do I do with this arm? And I actually was like, you know what, it's actually active because you stretch it away, you come back to it and everything. And we did the exercises completely opposite. Instead of the pretty hand, we actually like, what does actually this one do if I don't have a partner? And you don't realize how much work you do with that hand, even as a lady. You're like, wow, okay, that's new. So I kind of enjoyed my online classes. It's like a different way of thinking. We'll love it.
It's a lot of discovery. Like I realize that a lot of times when we're doing any kind of expression lines in smooth, it's always the right side that is open because we're moving counterclockwise around the room. And so you're always traveling, you know, gentleman ahead or the lady behind, and it's the right side that is more active. So during the exercise, especially for the balance, I realized my left side is actually really weak. So in the last 3 months, I've been working to balance things out and making sure that my left foot is more stronger to keep the balance, and the left side of the body is more expressive.
All around here, I'm lefty.
Nick is lefty, but he was doing a really fabulous job because it just happens to be so that the class is 90% women. And so he was doing the ladies styling and arabesques and attitudes. And, yeah, he's been improving too.
You know what? I also figured that also in my classes, I had 90% women. What's up with the guys? Where are you all? It's like, what are you all doing? And I'm talking to all like dancers, like all your girls are practicing, they're online, they're communicating, they're trying to improve. Where are all the guys? What are you doing? I don't know.
Well, I can talk to myself only, right? So while we're doing class, I'm there. Then, because not much dancing going on, I find myself in a sort of new division. For me, it's constructing business, so I'm subcontractor, fixing the houses now.
Wow, that's helpful. But I also know from you, I know from Dima that you're major into cars. So that's your other passion, motorcycles and cars. So are you revamping a car or adding to your collection?
Well, I primarily working on Mercedeses. It's kind of my type of car.
I just got one.
Yay! Welcome to the club.
Thank you.
I drove in it on the passenger seat. It was pretty awesome.
It's equally good on the left side too.
Yeah.
Well, right now I'm fixing all the cars. Labor is very expensive, and now I'm fixing all Toyotas and Hondas and stuff like that because our fellow competitors sometimes cannot afford the fixing. We can buy the parts, but
Nick has been very helpful to a young aspiring teachers who maybe have a little bit more difficult time to adjusting to this current situation. So we had a few guests over with their vehicles that needed some working.
So you are useful all around.
as much as I can.
Everything, and like house fixing, and I would know whom to call then. So okay, good to know and good to let everybody know. So Victoria, while he's outside and fixing the car and building the houses, what have you been up to?
Victoria got a new motorcycle.
Yeah, I had that. Well, that's kind of a separate subject. That's not keeping me busy all day long. But yes, I did have a new motorcycle. It's now a bright neon green, and that was fun. But mostly, I tried to prepare for the next class. So we have our classes 5 days a week, and so coming up with the material, making sure that the class goes flawlessly, right? So just developing the stretching and warm-up exercises and picking up a topic that's time-consuming, and then also, you know, just things that you didn't have a chance to do, like for example, going through a makeup bag that I had 20 years. I know all the girls have that. So you always have a traveling competition makeup case. And then once you get in there and you really dig in, oh my goodness, you can find in there like, a T-Rex arm and whatnot. So, from the previous lifetimes, the glitter that is no longer is glitter, it's more like a mousse. And then the dress closet, guys, I have like 30 dresses in my closet. So I was reorganizing them, trying to think if any of them are actually going to be necessary and needed for me, and what I'm going to sell, and what I'm going to throw away, and what I'm going to donate. So I had the shoe closet, the dress closet, and my makeup, and that literally took like 3 weeks to organize.
Forever. Well, I remember it took me actually quite a lot of years to get rid of my competition makeup. Like,
Yeah.
you stop competing and then you do shows for whatever few years, and then you find yourself another 5 years later still have that makeup bag, and you're like, I never use it. So I was like, why am I still holding on to it? It's like this old, I guess, habit.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to let go of it right away, because you always think, oh, maybe I'll need it for something.
Right.
But in my case, it was even like, some of the makeup that you're buying or matching is to like specific hair color that you had. So
Right.
over the last 20 years, I had like 5 or 6 different hair colors. I had bright red like my shirt, I had burgundy, I had plum. And so you have some makeup that highlights like the color of your eyes attached to the hair color. So like a plum eyeshadow or like bright green or
Nick,
something.
what do you do?
With her plum eyeshadow, I do nothing.
But let me come back a bit to the cars. Do you ever consider that doing it as a business, like get a car, fix it up, and then sell it?
Well, I'm by myself, so in order to be able to open the shop, first of all, I have to be licensed. Then I have to find the people who will be able to work with me. So right now, I'm not up to that subject for sure, because it's too big, and you would need about $300,000, $400,000 in order to be able to open the shop.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Nick is actually done the restoration business when he was living in Russia, so he kind of went through that chapter already. And I think when you're focusing right now on a dance career, it's kind of hard to think of anything else as major. But also, what everybody should know about Nick is that he gets a car like a Mercedes, and then he will scrub it until the point there it's like it's so shiny that it looks better than the day it came out of the factory. So he's a perfectionist. And that's why when you ask him a question like, are you going to open a shop? He's like, oh my God. He imagines it like, like most perfect garage with all the working machines and people, and everybody's in a clean.
Super clean and shiny, like the fire station.
yeah, kind of like that. But he runs a tight boat, so he makes sure that everything goes on the car. It's better than when it came off the factory. So.
Well, let me ask you guys about, I guess, since we're still in that pandemic, because we know that Embassy Ball got canceled, which means your World Championship got canceled. That's like a title gone. How does that make you feel? Did they have any like, oh, we'll still do Worlds later, or they just completely canceled?
Well, the word right now is that it's just canceled, and it's not really rescheduled for another day or anything like that. But
They said that they're gonna, because for them, for Brian and Christy, it's supposed to be 40th anniversary competition.
oh yes.
And they
Right.
said they're gonna do that as a 40th anniversary next year.
So as
We just postponed, sort of.
it's gonna run, but it's gonna run next year.
Next year, right? And it's kind of complicated for us to do this year, if it's going to happen, a Blackpool competition, because at this moment it's 14 days quarantine. So even you
Right.
completely
I read this morning
prepared,
it's canceled on Facebook. So
Yeah.
that's my source. I read that it's postponed to next year.
okay. So everything going to happen next year.
I think if you're like, you know how there is a saying that don't put all of your eggs in the same basket.
Right.
I think if you set your goal onto like one specific dance competition, and then if you went there and let's say you did good, or you didn't do good, or it didn't happen at all, then what happens, you actually have a huge disappointment pretty much all the time. So you cannot just focus on like one goal, one target at a time, like at a time. For us, dancing is a lifestyle. It's something that we do. We love to do it. And whether this competition is happening this year or next year, it's still going to happen. So we're still going to go, we're still going to do it whenever it's ready. Right now, the most important thing that everybody's staying healthy and safe, and that this financial hardship that a lot of people are experiencing will start to improve, hopefully in the nearest future. Because I know this is definitely not easy. I mean, literally 70% of like all jobs in the people that I know, you know, like restaurants, which is waiters, bartenders, we're talking about beauticians, like a spa. Everybody is right now laid off and sitting at home and not really doing anything. And as a dancer, it's also, we converted a little bit to the Zoom classes, but I know a lot of our clients too, they own the businesses. They own a business like a spa or a nail salon or a restaurant. So it's a tough, tough on everybody. It's not even kind of like fair right now to think, oh my God, the competition got canceled, I'm so depressed. Right now, I think we're just thinking of staying in shape, making sure that we spreading the joy of dancing, and continue showing people how you can stay active and how you develop your dancing even when it's not really available in the studio.
You know, that's wise words, because when I'm out there coaching, I hear that a lot. Either I hear, oh, I cannot go to the competition because I'm not ready. I'm just waiting for that one time when I'm ready. Or I'm hearing like, well, that's my one goal that I'm working towards. That one time I'm going to go to Blackpool or whatever it is, or to USDC or Emerald Ball or Millennium or whatever the big competition is. So, you know, I also try to influence people and say, well, you are a dancer. Like every competition it's a practice on the floor. It's a lifestyle. It's like you have one more chance to, you know, you can't do in the ballroom, like in the practice forum, what you do out in the competition. You have to practice on the competition. So I feel that I also try to get them away from just one goal, like one competition, because either you are a dancer or you are not. It's not about one competition. God forbid you're having a bad day, you know?
Exactly.
I know, right? But talking about, you said this nice phrase, spreading the joy of dance. I like it a lot. Smooth in the last, I would say, good already 5 years, right? Gotten more and more and more and more popular in Europe. And I know right now dancers from America travel all over the world to teach the style. Do you guys get out to do that in the different countries? Like before the pandemic?
I was going to say right now.
Right. Before. Because I want to know how does that feel? Because you like this trend right now. It's like, I always feel like I did rhythm, but the rhythm didn't even make it to Blackpool at that point. And you are in this historic moment of spreading the joy of smooth all over the world. You kind of the trend that people follow. So I wonder, you know, how does it feel when you travel all over the world and share that awesome style? I love smooth.
What amazes me always is what people think what the smooth is about. Yeah,
right.
What kind of blend and of what is that? Yeah, and our general idea was to explain. It's still ballroom-based style. Yeah, it's still ballroom dancing, right? Because for some reason, right? People's idea that you take ballroom and you take Latin and you blend them together, and here we go. You're a smooth dancer. Yeah? I'm fully respect all divisions and Rhythm and Latin, right? And ballroom and smooth, but they're all different. But right before pandemic, we came back from Asia, right? And there was Japan for us, right? Taiwan, and
we didn't make it to Korea because of the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
We had to turn around.
So generally, we was explaining what is the base of smooth and how you can develop it. based on ballroom, how you can develop the smooth, and what kind of layers you have to put on top to make it look like a separate entity.
Well, the first year when the Blackpool Smooth happened, I remember that the first few rounds there was actually kind of quiet in the ballroom, and then by the time the final was dancing, I mean, people literally were having a standing ovation because that was, I think, smashing success. I'm talking about when the Smooth came as a competition back to Blackpool, not as a demonstration.
Right.
Because there was 1 year before that. And then pretty much anywhere you go from there, people were really welcoming the style. I think it's exciting to watch. And of course, when people are welcoming and liking it that much, it's a lot more fun for us all to dance and participate. And also, the cool thing is that literally every couple in the last 4 years, you've taken a look in the final, everybody's so different, so unique,
Right.
so diverse, right? So I think it's been a lot of fun to also go around the world, and we introduce our style. And I know a lot of couples traveling. I know Travis and Jamie are traveling to Asia. I know Max and Tanya have been to China dancing a show there. So we all kind of we have this access right now, and I think it's fun. And it's also fun because when you go in there, and then they had one of the other couples coaching there before, you get to see how the style sort of, what they got from that, what influence that it inspired, and then you adding on. So we all really contributing to that. So we're working as a team. The style is explosive. You know, Russia is picking up on it a lot. I know they already have their national championships happening for the 2nd year in a row, I think. And yeah, it's been really exciting. I love what is happening. I would have never even imagined like 10 years ago that this is where it's going to be. I just like dancing smooth, so.
No, but you're totally right, talking about smooth level of dancers right now. And when we watch you guys dance, how unique everybody is in the final. Like, I personally miss that in Latin right now. I look at a lot of Latin couples that the quality is amazing, the technique, the precision, but they're all very bland. You know, the quality is great. The soul for me is a bit missing. And then smooth is totally a different story. It's like all the couples in the final right now, I'm like, oh, I wish I danced smooth.
No, I think what is happening really, just kind of thinking about it in a little bit wider aspect of it, right? You have like a champion couple or a famous coach or somebody, and everybody goes to him for the information because he has a great reputation of raising champions or creating a couple. And they're looking for each word into their mouth. So like, oh, okay, this is what I have to do. But I think it's very important for the dancers to also educate themselves and not only go with what they're hearing from this particular person, but also understanding physicality of the body. Yeah. So you develop your own style. If you understand your own body, if you take the knowledge of, you know, we're talking a lot about physics. You know, I hated physics in school, and now I'm thinking like, oh gosh, what was that law that we have equal and opposite? Oh, good. So physics, and you have, you know, the body mechanics, like what I need to contract in order to move something else. Then we're talking about Laban's technique, right? A lot of dancers actually heard it. Not too many actually understand it or use it, but there's so many different aspects that you can develop and continue educating yourself and borrow from different styles. I mean, going to like a ballet class, contemporary class, jazz class, even hip hop or Zumba, they have fantastic ability to develop and challenge you in a different aspect of it. So you can create your unique style and individuality. So,
all right. Well, it's time for our quiz already. What we do each time we have, I know time flies while you're having fun. So what we do each time we have a show is we're gonna ask you 10 questions. So I'm gonna do that today. And we just want your individual answers. Both of you guys can say what comes up to mind first, and it has to go really fast so you don't have like an hour to think about it. So we want a spontaneous reaction. Are you guys ready for that?
Sure.
We'll try, yes.
All right, like first come, first scream basis, okay? All right, question number 1. What is your favorite body part?
Art.
Head.
Okay. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Go ahead. You're first. Ladies first.
Strong, passionate, not patient.
Well, I have some patience. Little bit more than.
3 words, describe yourself.
Okay, perseverance, almost hard work. I would like to call it hard work, but right. And
I'm gonna help Nick. He is a stubborn.
Stubborn. Oh yeah, that's me.
Stubborn.
That was three. That's
Stubborn.
already.
Stubborn. And stubborn.
How we describe each other is a whole different story, how we see ourselves.
Complicated, but interesting.
You see?
Guys are cute. All right. What drives you absolutely crazy?
If somebody gonna say that we have to meet tomorrow at noon and guy or girl wouldn't show up.
Okay.
Bad coffee.
Okay. Well, you and Dimitri will get along well.
Yes, we had that discussion.
What is your useless talent?
I have talent. Wow. I don't know.
Writing.
Writing.
Yes, used to write a really great essays. My teacher always would give me A+ for the story and about C- for the grammar. But, I think when I was little, I was dreaming to become a journalist or a psychologist, but in any case, it always has something to do with storytelling. So that's writing.
I gotta back up. I didn't know the talent can be useless.
Okay. What's your other useful talent? We already know house building and car. Now we're curious.
I pay attention to details.
Okay. Okay. What is your biggest screw up in the kitchen?
So I was 9, I guess, or 10. I was really into cooking. Parents wasn't really around the house, but I enjoyed the like full prepared meal, right? So I was about to do the cake. I borrowed all the ingredients from all the drawers. I put everything together the way it's supposed to be. I put it in the oven and went outside.
Oh,
I came back only because of the smell. That's why I came back.
So you forgot.
Yeah,
Forgot
completely.
the cake.
Yeah, I was exploring with the kitchen when you roast the chicken in like what we call a Pyrex, the glass form, right? So the chicken was sitting on a can, and you're supposed to put like more flavor, but the water evaporated because it was not enough, and I decided to add more water. But I put the cold water over a really hot glass dish, so it was a major explosion. The chicken and the glass was everywhere. So.
wow.
That's a very dramatic one. That's a cool one.
Yeah, it was very scary.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how strict were your parents?
On a scale from 1 to 10, my dad 1, my mom 12.
Oh.
I'm gonna say they're pretty even. They're like 9 and 10 right there, hanging together. Very strict.
Okay. Was that helpful for you guys in the outcome? Is that why you guys are disciplined and driven?
I really appreciate it. Big time, and I'm start understanding that more and more as I get older.
Mm-hmm.
I think it kept us safe. That's the thing. I don't think that driven and all the other qualities may be coming from the education as well, because parents did a lot to educate us and to develop us as a people of the future. You know, a good citizens of any country that you live in, really good humans. But the strictness is making you get home in time, makes sure that you're not missing school, that you're not hanging out with the wrong crowd. So I think it's really kept us safe.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good point. If you could time travel, in which era would you go? Ooh.
I'm gonna say like 50s.
50.
Maybe late 40s, 50s, right? post World War II time, I think there was a lot of stuff happening around the world. I like the sense of like people joined to rebuild the world. There was a lot more unions than these pulling apart. So I think people were actually more together at that time.
I would like to say that whatever era it was, I would like to see T-Rex in life.
Oh, you and my son will get along.
That's
Want to be a paleontologist. I mean, you guys will hang out.
No, if there's no shower there, I don't want to go.
There was no shower.
Yeah, there was no shower. I don't want
Well,
to
you
go.
don't need a shower anymore. You meet the T-Rex. That was your one and only experience. So that's it. What is your best childhood memory?
I have so many. Actually, I have to say I had a really happy childhood when I was growing up. I think when my parents trusted me to go for a walk by myself for the first time, I felt a sense of like accomplishment and pride that I was able to just go into the yard and didn't have the adult supervision. So like really independent.
I was probably 4 or 5. My parents brought me into amusement park. I've never even seen the pictures of that, anything, of Ferris wheels, of anything. So that was like, wow, seriously?
That is pretty happy.
Yeah.
I know. He's still happy. Look at him.
Flashback.
Right?
What is the best piece of advice you ever received?
Think before you say anything, and pretty much in any kind of situation, keep your mouth shut.
Okay.
Nice.
Victoria, what about you?
I'm like scrambling in my head right now because I'm pressured by the time. I have I like, again, I think I have a lot of people give me a great advices in dancing and in life. So now I'm gambling between which one should I grab.
Well, what comes up first? Like, what is just in your heart first? I don't
think forgiving, like trying, I was told to learn to forgive, and I was helped to that direction as well. So I think that's one of the great advices, because no matter what walk you choose in life, you're always going to come and contact with people, maybe to say something or do something, or you say something and do something. So it works both ways. I mean, either you're going to be forgiven or you're going to forgive somebody. In any case, it creates a lot of happy and satisfying.
Okay, well, that's
More
beautiful.
positive.
That's a great thought too. If you could shop at any store for free, which store would you actually choose?
I will go to
a Mercedes dealership.
No, you know what? I will go to DMC shop in 80s. That was open only for 3 years, 1980, 81, 82, and 3. Sorry, 4 years. So I will buy DeLorean DMC 12.
Nice.
Wow.
You don't have to buy it. They'll give it to you for free. For free.
Okay, you buy it for free. I don't believe in free things, so I don't think I would go to any store. I think there is a balance in life. When you get something for free, something gets taken away from you. So I prefer that I would just buy things.
Okay, where would you?
No shopping for you.
Yeah, no shopping. The first thing actually came to mind, because you said in the beginning of the quiz I should just say what comes to mind. I said ice cream shop.
Oh, wow. Cool.
That was the first thing I thought to myself, and then I said, oh, no, that's a dangerous one.
I like it. All right, well, that was your 10 questions. I think that was very cute and very insightful. Thank you for doing that. We also don't have too much time left, so we're going to have to wrap it up for today. But it's a lot of fun talking to you guys, and it's so nice to see you. I think we haven't seen each other in a while.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready to compete anytime if something is coming up?
Yeah. As soon as
We're ready.
You're ready.
You're ready. You're ready. Ready, kickback.
Well,
Victoria's going to be there with all her 30 dresses.
That's true. That's one thing I'm going to have a hard time deciding which one do I want to wear for the first
I
time.
know, which one is the first
I have to
one?
match my suit.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, you have a lot of colorful suits.
He makes my life complicated. It's like normally men wears black and then I can do whatever I want. Now he's like, okay, he's wearing a gray suit. Now I
But
can
listen, that's great, because when I did
Yeah.
smooth for the first time, you know, having done standard and having done Latin, and then I did smooth for a short while, my biggest like first time experience on the dance floor was like, whoa, this is fast, and where is my guy?
Because they're all wearing black suits. Yes.
Drop
All
anyone.
right, guys.
So
Thank you for joining us last minute. Literally, we're super excited. We'll let you know when we're going to post the link, and we'll share that interview with our viewers. Thank
That
you,
was fun.
guys.
It was really
Pleasure
nice.
all ours.
And Dima says, big hi. He texted me extra one more time, like about 5 minutes ago. Make sure you're saying hi.
Hi back.
Hi, back to him.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Have a good one.